Hey y'all, this is James
And this is Angela.
from Petway Family Farmstead. We are here today in response to a 10-question challenge that we were given by
Down Under Farm and Forge with Darren,
Mr. Darren,
our friend.
and our brother from over yonder across seas in Australia. And if you guys have not checked out Down Under Farm and Forge, go check him out. Darren has an awesome channel. Darren does anything from blacksmithing, entry level. He does a lot of training, teaching there too. Entry level blacksmithing, metalworking, makes some beautiful knives. Darren cooking and Gardening, yeah. Do you think Darren cooks better than I do?
I'm gonna say yes.
Wow.
He's a great cook. Darren, you should come cook for me.
Oh.
We could do a Darren Cook series instead of a James Cook series. What do you think?
Be that way then. Just be that way. But seriously, guys, Darren's on a small piece of property in the city and is doing a lot. Has a heck of a garden going there too. A lot of homesteading going on. So check that out. That's why it's Down Under Farm and Forge. Check his channel out. We'll leave a link below for you guys to check into it.
All right.
10-question challenge. Let's get to know everybody a little bit better.
All right. Question number 1. How long have you been homesteading or living a frugal life? I'll let him take the homesteading away.
All right, so homesteading, as y'all see us looking around, and our Great Dane was going to answer some of these questions. Henry, he got a little camera shy, but we still have to keep up with him out here. Homesteading, we had goats and chickens back 5, 6, 7 years ago. And we got a little more serious. We got into pigs here about 3 years ago. We started actually raising our pigs for meat about 3 years ago, and we got serious into homesteading. We started talking serious about it about 2 years ago. And then
and I said no.
Yeah, and she wasn't really interested in it. And then last year, Angela said, you know what? I think it's about that time. She started looking more into gardening. She's been wanting to garden now since we got married, and it took her husband 26 years to get around to getting her a garden. But last year is when we decided to dive into homesteading, I'd say more full time. Guys, this was last year, had nothing to do with that big, we can't say it, the C word. Nothing to do with that. We decided all this beforehand. So,
and it put a big crimp in all my plans.
Yeah.
So, what country are you from, and where are you now?
You forgot part of.
Oh, I live in a frugal life. Yes, I forgot that. Let's go back to that. So, I believe that we have actually lived a frugal life our entire married life. There's been things we just have never been ones to keep up with the Joneses. It's just not been our thing. I am kind of a penny pincher, a little bit. He is too, though. Honestly, we both are. I mean, there are things that we've splurged on. Living frugal doesn't mean that you're cheap and that you never buy anything or splurge on anything. It just means that you try to live with what you have, and that's our goal has pretty much been to pay cash for what we could. We try not to finance anything. Like right now, the only thing we have financed is our car. Our house is not financed. We own it outright.
Farmstead's paid for, yep.
Yep.
One thing to add, I don't want to get this real lengthy, but the frugal part, guys, spend it on things that you enjoy. Yes. When we did splurge, we splurged on a family. Like we may have, we bought stuff that we did as a family. We didn't buy stuff extravagant. We didn't do this and do that and worry about.
Number 2, what country are you from and where are you now? Plus, why did you choose the location that you are at now?
Well, if y'all are surprised, we're in the United States of America.
Yeah, we live in the USA. Have our entire life, never lived anywhere else.
We're in Georgia, the state of Georgia, and for the most of our lives, I was born in Georgia. You were? Born in Georgia, okay. Okay, I got that right. Both of us were born in Georgia, raised in Georgia for most of our life. We have now settled where we are now. There's a reason we settled here. where we are now in Middle Georgia, just slightly north of Middle Georgia, and out in the country where we are, a one stoplight town, no railroad, one stoplight county. No railroad in this entire county, only county in Georgia with no railroad, no interstate. And Angela, tell them why it ties into where we would ever move if we had to, but why are we here? Why do we settle here?
So, in 2006, James's father unexpectedly passed away. As a matter of fact, he had just been at our home the day before, and we lived in West Virginia. So we decided it was a good idea to move back down here, and we ended up in a neighborhood which we both despised. It was not for us. We are not neighborhood people. We need more room. So we found this place, which reminded us a lot of West Virginia because, like he said, there's not a lot of commerce here. It's very small. One high school, one middle school, 3 elementary schools, and it will probably never change because there's just not. A lot of people don't move here, and there's so much restrictions on building here that it will never get like overcrowded.
And this is as close to God's country as what we called West Virginia. We lived in West Virginia for a while.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful country. Our kids were miserable when we moved back down here to help take care of my mom after Dad died in that subdivision. We moved down here. They were in love, so were we.
Yeah, it was a great fit for our family. Okay, so number 3. If you could only grow one vegetable and one fruit, what would they be and why? You can take yours and I'll tell mine.
All right, for me, fruit. Well, okay, I'm gonna mess this up. My new fruit. It's a pluot. What is it?
A pluot.
It is a pluot.
Yes.
A pluot. Don't roll your eyes yet. A pluot. I just found them this year. For those of you who don't know, a pluot is I love a plum. A plum is very juicy. You try to eat a plum walking around, you're gonna get juice everywhere. You're gonna get them down. They're very. I love a plum. My favorite fruit. Don't really like apricots, but if you take a plum and an apricot and you mix them together, somebody did somewhere, and they came out with a pluot. And there are several different flavors and colors of pluots, and they are fabulous. We found them at our local farmers market. We're gonna grow some pluots. If I can get some pluot trees, that's what we're gonna do. Look them up, pluots. Vegetables. I gotta go with my old friend. What's my old friend? Green beans. And I want to grow enough green beans. You drop some lard down in there and some bacon, some garlic, and I want enough green beans that we can eat them 3-4 times a day, just like my salad. 3-4 times a day, 365 days a year.
That's a lot of green beans.
And not run out. That's how many I want you to can. And if all of our neighbors, we don't have many, but if they want to eat them 3-4 times a day, 360, you got to plan that many for them too.
That's a lot of green beans, dude.
And I'm just telling you,
Not
salad
gonna
too.
happen.
Salad too.
Okay.
That's my two.
Mine is apples. I actually eat an apple every day with peanut butter.
That's true.
It is my fruit that I go to every day. So I definitely will grow some apples, and I would say green beans, but I would have to say potato, because you can do so much with a potato.
Darren's gonna comment on that.
I know, yes. I agree with you, Darren. Potato.
Potato, not a vegetable. Mama Nana told me it's a starch.
It is a starch, but it grows in the ground, so it's a vegetable. So there. Give your one best tip for living a frugal life.
One best tip for living a frugal life: do not worry about the Joneses. Don't worry about the Joneses. Worry about your nucleus. Worry about your family and what makes your family happy.
Okay, so give your one best tip for homesteading. I'm gonna let him take that one because I'm not good at that.
One best tip for homesteading, guys, is they run together. It's 2 tips, but they run together. Do not worry about being perfect. Take it one step at a time.
Yes.
One step. That is what we've done, one step at a time. We couldn't figure something out, so we didn't worry about trying to figure out how to do it perfectly. We just dove in and took one step, and then we kind of figured out the next step, and then we figured out the next step.
Tell us something about you that we would never guess.
Something about me? You want me to answer for me?
Yeah.
Something about me that I would never ask. You know, I come across as funny, big, loud, macho, tough guy. I'm a little, I've got a bigger heart than a lot of people would imagine. bigger heart, take my shirt off to help anybody out, and take my shirt off more than once to help anybody out, and get messed over more than once. You know, you hear that phrase, mess me over once, shame on you, mess me over twice, shame on me. I get messed over more than once often because I have such a big heart. That's probably something a lot of people wouldn't realize with me. I was raised that way. Help others out often. You know, everybody has a chance to change, and I just need to figure out sometimes when that person's not going to change. They're going to do it to you again like they did before.
So about me, I guess there's two things. I'll go two. I'm adopted. A lot of people don't know. Some people know that about me, but a lot of people, y'all probably would never know that.
Everyone wants to tell his too.
I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old, and my brother was adopted also, not from the same family or anything. So it was a great life. I don't regret any of that, but that's something you would not know about me. The other thing is, and this is just an interesting fact about me, I have a motorcycle license, and I used to ride myself. Not very fast though. 45 miles an hour was about my limit.
Tell them about your first test ride. We were doing perfect. We bought the motorcycle for.
This is before I got my license.
Yes, we bought it. We drove it around. There was a church parking lot back behind where the motorcycle dealer was. We drove it around. I've had my motorcycle license since I was 16. She was doing perfect, doing right-hand turns. Squares. That's how I was teaching her. In square. Turn, turn, turn in a square, not a circle. She was doing very well, very well.
Then he screwed me up.
Yeah, I told her let's do some left-hand turns.
Yeah, I took it down.
First left-hand turn, she hit the white picket fence at the church.
Certainly did. Laid it right on down.
So, all righty.
Okay, so what did you do before this style of living, example, job, or lifestyle? I'll let you tell about me and I'll tell about you.
Okay, change it up a little bit.
Yep.
All right, my wife has, before the style of living, she did this style of living. But let me explain how important that is. My wife takes care of me now. My wife is taking care of all three of her boys, me being her biggest boy, and her other two boys, for more of my life than my own mom took care of me. Now, Angela has had jobs that she's done very well at. She's worked as dispatcher before. She's done some other things, but she's our homemaker. She has worked harder than me in many aspects, being the woman that has held this house together, held this home, made this house a home wherever our home has been. She has followed me around the United States as I have done what I've done. I guess that's what you're going to get into?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As I've done what I've done, she has followed me and done this, meaning supported me, not hailed to me, meaning held me up when I thought I was going to fall, when I thought I couldn't take it anymore. She has held me up, she's lifted me, she has pushed me from the shadows, and supported me and held our home, made our house a home. So my wife is, behind every good man is a better woman. And that's what my wife has done.
Okay, so James has, which y'all may not realize this about him, he's done everything, literally. I don't know that there's a job that you haven't done, but he started climbing the corporate ladder after 06, after your dad passed away, I would say, about that time. And
yeah, most of the stuff I did before that was getting me prepared for that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he went to one of the highest levels of a company that you could be and made very good money doing that, but was gone hours, hundreds of hours a week. It was ridiculous. And we finally decided enough was enough, and the money wasn't worth it. And it truly was not worth it. We decided to start just living more frugally than we were, and have never really missed the money. I haven't missed it at all, honestly.
No, and I thought we would.
And we thought we would, but we haven't. So there's that. So if you are miserable at what you do, and because you think that you have to make all this money, you don't necessarily. Just remember that family and your time with your family is more important than you spending hundreds of hours or 80 hours or however many hours away from them to make a buck. That was the one thing, we followed him. We lived in West Virginia and North Carolina.
That it was over.
We just have moved and moved and moved, and I was glad to be back. But it wasn't just about the moving. I'm okay with moving if I have to. I'm good. But it was just, I was happy for it to be over. I really truly was. I was elated. I smiled. I was like, thank God. It's about time.
The laptops, the phones, the calls, the traveling.
It was ridiculous. It was too much.
The electronic leashes.
Okay. So tell us about your style of growing methods and why you use that method for growing crops. So I'll take this one.
Okay.
Okay. So our style is we try to grow as organically as possible. I try not to put chemicals on our food. We also, as you can clearly see, have raised beds, and most of our crops are in the raised beds. We do have an in-ground garden. I'm sure you've seen it in our videos. And we put the weed fabric. The number one reason we do anything that we do is because of my back. I cannot bend over. I can't pull weeds. So everything that we did was thoughtful about me, pretty much.
Yeah, between your back, your fibromyalgia, your psoriatic arthritis,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much a mess. So we kind of both are, but
we won't get into all my stuff.
Yeah. So the methods of growing and why we do it is, well, number one, we just don't want the chemicals, and number two is
we're organic. I don't know if we mentioned that yet.
We did.
Do okay.
Yeah. And how we grow and what we grow in is because of necessity, because I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. List the main crops, trees, or produce you grow, and tell us something you don't currently grow but would love to try growing.
You take this one too. I'm the laborer. I do the building and helping do the planting, but I can't tell you.
Right now we grow tomatoes, kind of. They didn't do well.
I
planted a lot of them, but they didn't do well. Green beans, pole beans, a lot of those. As you clearly hear, he loves his green beans. Right now I have peppers still on the ground. I have herbs, radishes, beets, turnips. We're gonna grow, I grew some onions, carrots, pretty much your normal crops. Nothing special. I don't think I grew anything, what's that word I'm looking for?
We grew one.
We grew one watermelon and one cantaloupe. And the poor little cantaloupe, I thought I was gonna make it, but the watermelon was good.
Is that big?
Come here, Henry. Come on, bud.
I ate it last night.
Come
Chopped
on.
it in 4 pieces. It was good. Come here, Henry.
Come on. Sorry about that.
I got him. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, so what I would love to grow but don't currently grow. I know it's only supposed to be one thing. I'll tell you 3. I want to grow some melons and actually grow them. Winter squash and fruit. I want to plant fruit trees.
Yes, and whenever one of the fruit trees we've got to plant.
And potatoes. Last question. Give us any links to find out more about you and your homestead of frugal living, and links to anything that you sell, and tell us why your channel is unique. So links we'll put below. I sell Pampered Chef. That's one of the ways we make money right now. So I'll put that link below. Anybody wants a party, I'm your girl.
Party, just products?
Products, anything.
And those things are awesome. I can cook with Pampered Chef.
He likes it.
Oh yeah, I do. It's in my dad cooks playlist. I use the Pampered Chef products. I love them. They make it easy. But unique, that's, Darren mentioned this and he was so true, but what makes a channel unique is
us.
We make the channel unique. Henry makes the channel unique.
Wherever he went, wandered off to. He probably went down with the kids.
The kids just came in.
And of course our babies. And
our babies you make your channel unique. That's what, don't try to make your channel like everybody else's channel. Your channel is yours. Make it unique. We're such a huge homesteading family out here, and a YouTube family, not even homesteading, YouTube family that will help support you. And every channel is unique. That's what makes it so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. So keep it unique. 3 channels.
Oh, 3. Okay, I thought it was 6.
No, 3 for this one. I know for sure. You got anybody you want to call out? I know for sure somebody I'm going to call out.
No, you just go ahead.
Oh, no, you're going to call it on me.
Yes.
Well, I know for sure, guys, we're going to call it. There's a channel close to home here that we met a few weeks back at one of the trade days locally. It is called One Dream Farm. And guys, we met them at trade day. They were great people. We talked to them for a while. They had a lot of animals up there for for sale, barter, or trade. Man, they had quail, chickens. I can't even remember everything they had. Went on, they had just started a YouTube channel, I think 2 days before that. Now, they didn't just start homesteading. They've been homesteading for a while. They've been Facebooking a lot of stuff on their Facebook channel for a while. They had just started a YouTube channel. I think they put their video out a couple of days before, if I remember correctly. And since then, they've put out, I believe, 2 or 3 videos since then. Go check out One Dream Farm. They have some good content. I know they do rabbits as well. A lot of stuff going on, canning. Check out One Dream Farm. We're calling them out. We want to know more about you guys, One Dream Farm. Henry's eating our harvest back here. He's harvesting it for us, but grandbaby showed up like we mentioned. 2 more channels to call out. We are going to call out a channel that I've fallen in love with from across the border. I love watching these guys. Many of you probably know them already. Hello, Henry. We love you too. Okay. Henry wants to get his camera time too. Yeah. Paige Family Homestead. I love their name. It's called Paige Family Homestead. Our Journey Back. That name is so powerful. Our Journey Back, Paige Family Homestead. Kids, they've raised their kids, moved to suburbia. They raised their kids, and now they have moved back to a homestead, and they are telling us all about their journey back to homesteading. I love their channel. I love their little granddaughter. And they've got a lot of good content on there. Go check their channel out, but we are calling you guys out because we want to know more about you. YouTube wants to know more about you. We want to get your name out some more.
All right, and the other one is The Real Life with Michelle and Rob.
Hey.
You kind of got a connection with Michelle, don't you?
Yes, we kind of have the same issues, and I enjoy watching her, but I want to know more about you. I know you did the 40 question challenge, but I don't know that delved too much into like homesteading and stuff. So I want to know more about this kind of life and your frugal living. So I'm calling you out, and I love watching their channel. She is so funny.
She
and
is funny,
just
watching her videos
and entertaining, and she explains things. Even in her entertainment, she explains things so you can understand it. So I want to know more about you, Michelle and Rob.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. The sun's setting. The grandkids have arrived. Let me guess, Lauren, are you hungry? Landon, are you hungry? All right, guys. We love y'all. If you got anything out of this video, consider subscribing. To see more about our channel, hit that thumbs up key. And what else we want them to do?
Ring that notification bell.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.